Hey guys, Zoe here. Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I'm doing another Disventure Camp video. I know, but I'm just addicted now that I finally watched it. So sorry. Total drama content will be back. Probably. I literally post to this channel like every 3 to 5 months. I am so not active on this channel, which yeah, sub to my main channel if you want to see me, but it's not really content like this at all, so I don't know if you want to see that, but yeah, if you do, go ahead. If you want to see me actually post, go over there. But yeah, I'm decided I do like a prediction. This is not a my way, this is just a prediction of what I think the All-Stars boot order is going to be of Disventure Camp. This was inspired by Alexia Disventure Camp. So I'm going to leave her channel in the description as a little bit of inspiration and credit for that, because I saw her do a video on her whole season predictions. I stopped watching it like 5 minutes in because I didn't want her to influence me too much, because I want to do my own raw predictions. I saw like her first 4 boots or whatever, so that might influence me a little bit, but yeah. So, we know that James is going to be a boot already. That's already confirmed. That James is going to be a boot. So, let's go to the next boot. So, we're going to skip over episode 2 because it's already confirmed James is out. I do think there'll be a rejoin, which I will get into later. But, yeah. Not on my way, to be clear. I don't even know what my way would be yet. Completely, but I mean, I guess it is kinda my opinion on who I want to win is going to influence this a little bit, I guess, but yeah. So episode 2, let's talk about the people who can't go. I don't think Ashley and Connor will go. I think Ashley, Connor, and y'all, all 3 are gonna be making merge this season. That's all I will say now. Regardless of what you feel, I feel like all 3 of them are making merge because all 3 of them were pre-merge boots in their seasons, and Connor in particular was like out by episode 3, so a really early boot. So like, if you're gonna eliminate them now, like really early and like before merge, if you eliminate them pre-merge, I see 0 reason why they would have been chosen to come back. So why I don't see especially Connor. I feel like especially Connor's gonna be safe, but the 3 of these people are also gonna be safe. I see 0 reason why you would bring these 3 semi-early boots back and have them go early again. But yeah. Let's talk about the second boot. So, this is going to be hard, but I think that the second boot is going to be Miriam. I know that's a crazy take. I know. I mean, Alexa said it too. I know, but the boots are probably going to be, some of the boots are going to be fairly devastating this season, I think. So, yeah, I think that Miriam will go. I mean, Alexa said this, so that I am influenced by it here, I'm not gonna lie. But I do think, she did say this in her video from what I saw, but I do think she's gonna be medevaced. Yeah. So, I think that's probably gonna happen. I think I honestly, regardless of what you think of Jake, I think he's probably villain of the season material, either him or y'all. And I think that, like, Miriam going probably is gonna have Jake go on a spiral again, and that's kind of what we need to, like, push Jake forward. Third boot. This is really tough. I think that Cyan team is probably safe. I see them being kind of like Team Victory in the sense that they won't lose for a while. I think Cyan team is really stacked. I honestly think the first boot to me is at this point, I think either going to be Allie, Gret, or Hunter. I think that Gret doesn't really have a plotline other than being with y'all. And, like, her whole weight loss arc thing can be, like, a lot shorter, I think. It doesn't need to be, like, super long. And then Allie and Hunter are just kind of beefing, and I really don't see it lasting that long. But I do think it might last a bit longer than this, so I'm sorry, but I'm going to say that Greta's third boot. I think there's a good reason for that, and I think that maybe that's like y'all's villain arc kicking in, and their couple turns toxic or whatever. I don't know. And he turns into his villain arc and gets her voted out. I don't know. But I think that Gret could easily go third boot. Okay, one more boot, and then we'll be moving to the next section. So I do think now Cyan will definitely lose. I think it's been a good while, and I think they could lose again. And to be honest, I am influenced by, I'm gonna tell you guys when I am influenced, because I feel like that's only fair, because if these opinions are, like, taken from, like, Alexa's video, I feel like she deserves credit for that. But, like, I do think that this Lake will go next. Now, I know she's, like, really popular, and she's a character that I would have liked to see win the season. She's one of my 3 winner picks. My winner picks this season are Lake, Tess, and Gabby, in case you guys were wondering. So to have Tess go this early, or Lake go this early, is really sad, but I do feel like she has the least connections with people on her team. And I could just see her prodigy being a threatness, like, Ellie decides, yeah, she's a threat and gets her alliance to vote her off, I think. It could be a really sad elimination. I do know there's gonna be some sad ones, so yeah. Okay. Next up, I do think it's going to be either Allie or Hunter. So yeah, yellow team is gonna lose for a third time. This is yellow, right? What are the color? Yeah, it's yellow because pink is different. Yeah, and I do think Allie or Hunter will go. In the end, I feel like, or wait, I forgot what team they're on. Not gonna lie, I'm forgetting these teams. I'm gonna look at Disventure Camp All-Star teams real quick. 1 second, I'm so sorry. Like, I saw the episode, but, like, it's hard to remember who's on which. Yeah, these ones were on yellow, yeah, and I think that out of these ones, it's a Fior vote influence, to be honest. And honestly, I think that more people would vote with Allie, not gonna lie. So I honestly think Hunter will go. Also, 3 girls have gone in a row. I think that they might not boot a 4th one in a row. But that might just be me. I think that Hunter will go next. And yeah, Hunter is eliminated. And also, yeah, he's a challenge beast, so Fior might want him gone. Fior might have reasons to want him gone. He also yelled at her, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so Fior, I think Hunter would go. Next, I think, that was magenta team. Next, I think yellow team will lose. Yellow team's lost twice now, and I think that they would, let me just split them up in their teams real quick. Ellie, Gabby, Tom, Tess, Aiden. Yeah, I think this team has a good chance of losing, and I think Connor is safe, and I think y'all and Alec are gonna be safe. I'm gonna be real, and I'm sorry, but I do think that means Rhea's out, and I know that you guys might not have reasons as to why, but I do think it could be a Rhea redemption arc for her to quit in Connor's place or something like that, you know? I think that that would be a good way to, like, redeem her, is have her quit in Connor's place early, like he did for her. And I think that that would probably happen around here. So, I do think Rhea's out. But, yeah. And next, I do think that that this team is going to lose. And what I think happens is I do think the team gets into it. These 3 who are in our alliance would have to get into a little bit of a fight because we can't have them all together the whole time. And I do think they're all gonna, like, beef a little bit. It might just be a, like, this is inspired by Alexa again, but I do think that, like, the teams will, these 3 will, like, one of these people might not vote together like originally planned. Like, someone might vote wrong, so they're all in a fight. And so they don't have the numbers. And now, if that happens, Tom is absolutely targeting Ellie. Aiden and Tom, I don't think it's going to be anything more than a friendship, but I do think Jake might be right that they're going to become friends. I don't think they're going to hook up. I think Jake's crazy for that, probably, but I'm not completely sure. But I do think that Aiden and Tom will vote Ellie. Gabby's voting Tess. Ellie's voting Tess. And Tess would probably vote Gabby. So, wait, that would cause a tie. I mean, there could be a tiebreaker, but between these two. But I do think in a tiebreaker, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like the show writers, if there was a tie, would make Tess win the tiebreaker. Just because Ellie has the connection to Gabby and Tess. So seeing her go could, like, split up the alliance permanently. And I do think Tess needs more development than Ellie needs, because Ellie already kind of made it to the finale already, and they have kicked out most of the finalists already. So I do think Ellie would go over Tess in that situation. And I do think that Gabby is safe because she's kind of she's in the middle of them two beefing, so she's really not a part of it that much. So I feel like she's safe, and she'd really only get a vote from Tess, who probably likes Ellie more. But that's just me, personally. That might be incorrect, you know? I might be wrong. Now, do I think there will actually be a double elimination? I don't know. This is what the tier list says, but I guess they might have said that. I'm not sure. I need to keep up with the creators. But in a double elimination scenario, I think what team would have to... I think that 2 of the teams would probably lose, and only 1 would have immunity. And out of the 3 teams, I feel like this team is understaffed. I feel like this team is... I feel like Cyan is the most stacked, so I feel like Cyan would clutch this up, and it would be down to, like, one of these teams to vote the people off. In which case, I do think the double elimination will be... It's a tough one, but I honestly think that the double elimination might be Alec and Fiore. Like, that just makes sense to me. I don't know why. Like, Alec has been protecting Fiore a bit, and I don't know if Alec's really going to be the villain. Like, it might have been, I think it might have been foreshadowed episode 1, but it doesn't make sense to me for a full season thing, so I don't really predict that. Who knows? This prediction is probably god wrong. I'm probably going to be god wrong, but we'll see when it comes out, but we'll see. But I do think Alec and Fiore make the most sense as a double elimination. I think a good development would be they both try to save each other from elimination and fail. Or who knows, maybe one of them would quit for the other, because they kind of have, like, the parent-child relationship that Alec never had, so that might come back from, like, season 1. So I do think they'd be a good double elimination. Also, they both went incredibly far in the first season, and they got a lot more focused than, like, most of these other characters got, so it might be a fair thing to say that they go. Now, merge. I think that Alexa's right that there's going to be 2 comebacks, but we're going to wait. We're going to hold off on that right now. We are going to hold off on that. I think that the comebacks would not happen for, like, 2 elims and a merge, because we need, like, 9 people. I don't think they'd merge at 11, so I don't think they're going to be, like, TD reboot and merge super early. But I do think that it's merge now. And I do think Aiden would stay. Aiden and Jake are going to stay to beef. Tom is going to probably might get... Tom could get voted out, I don't really know. But I think that... honestly, I think that most of these characters, I think that honestly the first merge boot might be Allie. She really doesn't have much storyline left, guys. I'm gonna be real. Like, other than her relationship with Hunter, and she really doesn't have much of a personality, to be real. Like, I feel like there's not much that would keep her going farther. Also, since Tess was eliminated first out of her, Allie, and Hunter, and because she's the most interesting out of the trio, I do think Allie has to be eliminated around now for Tess to get development and last on her own. So, I think that's fair. I think that Tess is gone. Okay. Now for the next merge boot. This is a tough one. I do think that, honestly, Jake and Tom I think that Tom might go. I'm sorry. I know Tom is, like, better character than Jake. However, I do actually think that, like, he is... Okay, don't do that. I do think that Tom is, like, unlikely to go much farther. Because I feel like if Finn and Jake could patch things up, possibly, but I feel like they might end on a breakup. They might not get back together. And I feel like Tom going now would leave, like, Jake to have development on his own and also, like, have to have his villain arc now, especially now that Tom's gone. You know? So I think that Jake could go there. So I think that Tom could go. Now is where I think the two of the comebacks are going to happen. So, the two comebacks I think are going to happen. I think James is coming back. I'm almost certain James is coming back. I feel like... I don't really like him that much, I'm going to be real. But I do think him being a first boot after being a winner is not something that's going to stick, and they're going to bring him back. Now, I do think Alexa was right, and they're going to bring back two. And I think it's between Lake and Ellie for who's going to come back. But if Lake comes back, she really doesn't have that much story going for her. I love her, and I want her to win. I wanted her to win, but I do think she doesn't have much story going for her, so I do think Ellie would come back instead. And then, yeah, we'd have the, like, Gabby excited to see her. Cute little meet cute. I love them, too. They're the best ship in Disventure Camp. I love them to death. Not just because Gabby is my favorite character in Disventure Camp, but I just adore them together. But, yeah, I do think that that makes sense. And now they are going to come back. Now, I think. And that's going to bring some, like, more beef between Jake and James again. Because James is back, now their beef can continue, you know? And now they don't have Alec to influence it. So that would be very interesting. But 1, 2, 3, 4... So now we have the 9 again, and I do think that these three might have served their course, and one of them might go next. Like, they've all made it to merge, they've all served their course. And unfortunately, out of these three, I feel like I think y'all's probably safe, and I do think that the biggest possibility, I think that the chance is, honestly, Connor went earlier in his season than Ashley went in hers, so I do feel like they might think Connor has more potential for development than Ashley, and now that Ria's gone, he's kind of going on his own. That might be a thing. So I do think, unfortunately, Ashley would fall here. Ashley did incredibly well. Ashley would do incredibly well still if this was the case. I do think she would go farther, but I don't even know if I don't see that happening. If, like, my prediction were to be right about these people being in, I do think Ashley would go. So, that's really unfortunate, but... Now, I think that these three would solve their beef and make up, and that would mean that one of them is getting eliminated, because I do think y'all, Connor, Aiden, James, Jake, they're all gonna see that they're a strong group. And out of the group, I think that one of these three would win immunity, like, so they can't be out. And out of these three, I feel like the most likely immunity winner out of these three in a challenge would probably be Gabby. I feel like Gabby might... It's either Gabby or Ellie. Tess hasn't shown much challenge skill, I'm sorry. But then Gabby is safe. And to be honest, Ellie just got back, so I don't know if they'd eliminate her yet. But also, they might... I hate to do this because Tess is my other winner pick, but unfortunately, I do think Tess is gonna go here, sadly. But also... So that's really unfortunate, but yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I think there's only 2 girls and like 5 guys left, so they're definitely gonna boot a couple guys next. I think maybe Ellie and Gabby might be safe for a little bit longer. But I think, to be honest, that the next boot would be Connor. I'm sorry. He made it really far, too. I'm really proud of him for going so far. But unfortunately, I think that it would reach its end here. Because Connor really does not have any reason to go farther. So now we have the final 6. 6th is a good placement for Ellie. Would they do an all-guy final 4? Except with 4 of the 5 guys final 5? I think it's possible. And to be honest, I think that Ellie would go out again. Like, I feel like Ellie could easily go out again. I feel like between Ellie and Gabby, Gabby has more purpose and reason to go farther because Ellie already made finale. She didn't win. I don't think they'd make her make finale again, though. So, I think it's a low probability because, like, if they're... Because, like, Total Drama, for example, never makes someone make the finale second time. Like, I don't know if they do that in Disventure Camp. I don't think they would. I'm gonna be real. I think that they might take that inspiration and not. So I think that Gabby has more potential to go farther than Ellie. Now, final 5. So Aiden and James are now together and in a relationship. This is dangerous. Y'all, Jake, and Gabby, the 3 of them might make an alliance about this. And out of them, I think that honestly, James would go for the second time. I think that Ellie and James have both got to return. I feel like that's a good time because I think James has less story. Although, no way, I'm changing my mind in my head because also Jake and Aiden still probably have bigger beef to deal with than, like, James and Jake had beef still. So I think that they might boot Aiden to keep the beef going. So for them to have bigger beef, they might get Aiden out. So I think that Aiden would go, and that would cause a bigger beef between James and Jake. It's unfortunate because I do like Aiden more, but then, yeah, it's unfortunate. Now, final 4, I think Jake and James are going to have their little beef. But unfortunately, I don't think James is making finale again, so this might be a really predictable elimination if they do this. I might have screwed this up for predictions, but I do think James will go next. Like, right after Aiden, I think it's possible, because, like, Jake went right after Tom in the first season, so it's possible, you know? Now, yeah. I think that... Okay, I think I had the final 3. So now these 3 are going, I think, would be finalist material. I know people might not be happy because they don't like characters like Jake. But honestly, a big part, I think, of writing is, like, you don't always listen to what the fan base wants. Like, just because the fan base is like, Jake should be early and not make finale doesn't mean Jake making finale couldn't be a good, like, storyline that could be handled well. And I do think Y'all is a good finalist choice. Gabby's a good one, like, to be a hero, kind of heroic finalist. And yeah, I think that's it. I think out of these 3, my hope is Gabby would win. I don't know if that would happen, but that's my hope. I do think out of these 3, 3rd place would be Jake. I'm gonna be real. Like, I think that Jake would get 3rd because I just think that, like, Jake isn't, like, a winner material and that, like, 3rd place would work for him. Y'all and Gabby would duke it out in the finale, and I think Gabby might win over Y'all. That's what I want, even though I like Y'all. But yeah. I'm gonna look at this again. I'm gonna see if I can make any changes for you guys. I think that honestly, Tom and Ashley would be swapped. That's a big change I'm seeing because if Ellie's gonna return, we want to return the beef between Tom and Ellie, right? So I think since Ellie's returning, in for my prediction, I do think Tom would still need to be in for that. So I think that these two would go before the return. And then these ones would go after. So I think that, and honestly, I'm also gonna swap Tess and Connor. I don't know. You might think that's bad, but I do think that, like, Tess would last an episode longer than Connor. I'm gonna be completely real. I think that Tess has more potential than Connor as a character, and the Disventure Camp writers might see that, so yeah. Other than that, I think this elimination order makes sense to me. I mean, I think there's a possibility that Alec and Fia wouldn't go pre-merge and get a lot farther. That's the only thing I'm questioning. But, like, honestly, they might actually, like, I'd have to change it a lot, but I would say that, like, if there was another double elimination option, it would be Allie and Hunter going at the same episode after beefing. But I feel like that would be the other double elimination option. But that's just me. I do think this is my prediction for this Disventure Camp. And this isn't a My Way. The My Way would be a lot different, don't get me wrong. I mean, I do think in the My Way, Gabby would win. I think I am a little biased towards Gabby, but I also I know that, but also, like, I know that, but I also just believe she has what it takes to win the season. Like, I don't know. Like, people are predicting she's gonna be an early boot, and I don't see why. Like, I see her as winner material, to be completely real, and I think she might win. So that's my opinion. And that's just my opinion. She might be one of the heartbreaking boots they were talking about, but we don't know. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this prediction. And if you did, please be sure to like and subscribe, turn notifications so you never miss a single video. Alexa's channel will be linked in the description. So please go follow her. I stole this idea from her. So if you enjoyed this video, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!